Good morning, everyone.
Hello.
Hello. How are you, Aleš?
Fine. Thank you.
That's good. That's good.
Summer is here,
Summer
so
is
it's hot
here.
all the day.
Is it hot in Slovenia?
Yeah, quite. We
Quite hot.
already had 35 degrees.
Ooh,
That's quite a few.
that's quite a bit. 35 Celsius is pretty hot. It was 19
Mm.
degrees this morning when Finnegan and I went for our morning walk. It is supposed to get up to 25 today, I think. So, but that's still comfy. I mean,
Mhm.
it's warm, but it's not too bad.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Um, and so, if you're wondering why Aleš is on a bit of an angle, he's been moving furniture at his place. So his his cam is just a little bit different than uh, normal. But he's here and he's ready to answer questions. But welcome to everyone who's with us in the chat. And Fiorlisi is here. Oh, and thank you. Happy Canada Day. Yes, we had Canada Day on July 1st. I had
Mhm.
quite a nice celebration with my family, and we enjoyed our pool because it was quite warm, and we had some time there, so that was nice. And happy in advance, happy 4th of July, Independence Day, for those in the States who will be celebrating that tomorrow. So,
Mhm.
and when is there a Slovenian national holiday? Aleš?
Yeah, it was 25th of June, so it
Oh,
was 1 week ago, I think.
okay. Well, happy belated
Mhm.
Slovenian holiday.
Yeah, thank you.
What, do they call that Independence Day, or what do they call it?
Well, yeah, something like that actually, because had a referendum and decided to separate from Yugoslavia,
Mhm.
and on that date, we officially separated
Okay.
back in 1991.
1991. Wow. That was a good year. That was the year our first child was born. So, so he's as old as Slovenia. Well, this version of Slovenia, I guess. Good. Oh, and so we also have John's joined us in the chat. That's nice, and Judith Fry and Patty has joined us. Good, and Patty has a question for us as well. So that's very cool. So for those of you who are here live, then please, if you have questions, put them in the chat for us, and Aleš will answer those. And for those who are watching after the fact, good to see you. I hope you enjoy this episode of Ask Aleš for July 2024. But we have some questions. And do you want to start with the ones from the end of June? Or do you want to start with the
Okay,
July ones?
yeah, we're good.
Okay, we'll start with the end of June ones, which I sort of kind of sprung on Aleš at the last moment here. So let's see how he does under pressure. That's not fair, I know, but so I'll share my screen to show the question, and then you can share your screen to show how you get.
Mhm.
So let's see. So we ended off with. I'm pretty sure we did. We talked about this with Alan because June 5th was our last date. M. Cole said she just missed the Ask Aleš episode because she wanted to ask about find a grave suggestions and how they get checked. Um, that doesn't have that's not tied directly to WikiTree Plus, but
Well,
uh,
actually, find the grave suggestions are, but
oh, they are.
well, it's part of
Oh, the
WikiTree
checking of them
to
is yes,
creating suggestions and
right. Okay.
all the calculations in the background.
Ah, okay. So then is what you've got here, right? She says sometimes the best solution is to submit a correction to find a grave itself. I mark those as false suggestions, but if find a grave
Mhm.
does make the corrections, will the false suggestion be rechecked and eventually go away?
Yes, because each time I prepare all the suggestions where I think there's some where there is a difference in data. So all those ones they correct would correct find the grave, and it would come to into my. I would actually recheck the page, and then. it will the suggestion will disappear on its own. Until then, it will be hidden with false suggestion button, or with false suggestions. And
Okay.
it could take at least 3 months for the profile to be rechecked. So I on Find a Grave, if you edit, if a memorial is edited, then around 70, 80, it takes 70 to 80 days before I actually recheck that profile, because they have so many.
Right. So many. Yeah, that's right. So you have to do it on a bit by
Yeah,
bit.
I can do all each week. So
Right. Okay. So M is correct in what she's saying, but it just might
mhm,
take a little patience for it to eventually go
mhm.
away. Now, how do you have to hit false suggestion every week,
No,
or
no, no. False suggestion is until another status is set. So
okay,
once you set false suggestion, it is considered false suggestion unless someone comes across it by reviewing false suggestions and decides, oh, can't be false suggestion, and then he can set the status to not correct it, and it will reappear in the suggestion reports.
okay, super. Okay then. Uh, Eloine asked about eliminating unique names, especially since many of her entries are unique European names. But you did respond that they're often a typo, but they do go away once another person who has the same name.
Yeah. Now I don't know if she meant last name or first name,
Oh,
but usually for the last name, once you enter a child with the same last name, such suggestion would go away. Also, I have a similar problem and quite a few examples of it in Slovenia, because we
mhm,
have unique names to the rest of the world, and
mhm.
each person that I added was first. I got the unique suggestion name, but later, as I added more profiles, they started to repeat quite soon. So, and those names will automatically disappear then. But if there is a typo, such can remain on the
Right.
list.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Um, we were just talking about this before we went live about duplicate images, and WikiTree Plus doesn't keep track of images. So um, the question from Lewis was, would it be possible to search for and find duplicate images on WikiTree? So currently, the answer is no, not on WikiTree Plus, because the images are on a different server. Is there anything else you want to add to that, Aleš?
No, I mean, it would also take quite some processing to check terabytes of images. I don't even know what the amount of megabytes that
Mhm.
images have. But what would be the point in finding duplicate image? I mean, will you actually go and erase one
Mhm.
and so on? And it's unlikely. I mean, it would be duplicate only if the same image is uploaded multiple times. So, for instance, if you took an image from Wikipedia or Find a
Mm.
Grave or somewhere else and upload it, if you scan the photo or something like that, that would be a unique one, even if you scan the same photo again.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Now, Eric, definitely after our air date, asks a question with a couple queries. So he's trying to search for married women, and he has two queries. He wants married female profiles if the current last name equals the last name at birth, and the spouses array is populated.
Mm,
So I guess that would mean people who are women whose married name is the same as their last name at birth.
Mm-hmm. So, okay, let me share my end of the
Okay, go right ahead.
questions. Mm, and I will most likely need the help. Okay, let's see what we have about marriages and spouses. So we have locations, which are not that important for privacy manager. Okay. Let me find marriage. Uh-huh. Okay, we could use the relation spouses, but here, was there a limit on? I mean, we can do that for whole world, but we can do for a certain last name, let's say.
Oh, okay, right, yeah, because we
Yeah, I
need
mean,
to.
queries are limited to. So let's search for Smith, which
Going
is
big.
well, it's what the number is, half a million also.
500,000
And
Smith.
let's say Smith male.
Okay.
So we'll just search for males. We have 180 millions, and now we can search for relation equal. So we can use this one. So we
Okay.
would need spouse.
Okay.
Relation equals spouses. Get
Okay.
profiles, and we got nothing.
Oh,
Cool. What did I miss? So relation equals nuclear parents, children. Spouses.
spouse singular maybe without the
Yeah,
S.
maybe, I don't know. It says
It
spouses,
says
but
spouses plural, but
okay.
oh, too
It's
many
singular.
profiles.
Yeah, but okay, but oh, I have to correct the
Okay.
at spouses. It's in plural in both cases. Okay, I'll have to look into this. So it's just a bit too much of profiles found. Let's go to Clarke.
Clarke, yeah. There's not quite as many Clarks. AE.
Wait,
CLARKE.
K-E.
There we
Yeah,
go.
okay. Relation spouse, 0.
Uh-oh.
That can't be.
No.
Maybe spouses.
I know of at least one.
Yeah. Okay, it was spouses, but
It was spouse. Interesting.
yeah,
Okay.
maybe it was too. So we got now 16,000 spouses,
Okay.
and now we can check if what the question was, if the
Last name
last
at
name
birth.
at birth was equal to. Mm,
The
so
current last name.
that was in the name sections. Names, okay. Last name at birth. It goes like this. Copy.
Okay.
And SQL equals.
Yes. So people are watching. Did you notice that Aleš has been adding over the last couple months SQL examples in the help itself? So a lot of the stuff that you've seen here on Ask Aleš, you can go back and check the help, and you can see them written out.
So if last name is birth is the same as current last name.
Yes.
And okay, wait, we start with the parent. So like this. Okay, get profiles. And we have 2,900 such profiles.
Oh.
So this Carolyn Clarke was married to a Clarke, and her birth name was Clarke, and her current name is Clarke.
There we go.
Is that correct?
Well, her father's name was Clarke, so presumably that's true. And the wife of Joseph Clarke.
Married. Oh, she married to the same name. Interesting.
What do you mean? No, her
wife of
her
Joseph
father
Clarke.
was Lewis Clarke.
Yes, but her husband was Joseph Clarke, so
right,
she
yes.
married to the same name.
Yeah, and that's what we want, right?
No, I think that they're hunting for the profiles where this data is different, so those are in error.
Oh, so they want the not equals?
Well, here are anyway. These are all the such profiles. Now you can see if the whatever you. Actually, we can also to display these results. There you can use show relatives checkbox here.
Oh,
in the search.
Okay.
Now, when you get profiles, you get green is a search result, and here is a nuclear family, so you can quickly find the spouse, and it's Joseph Clarke. For the next one, spouse
Very
is
nice.
Thomas Isaac Clarke. So
right.
And
it would have the father and mother, so you could see.
So this one, I think this was the profile where the husband is Anderson and the lady remained kept the Clarke name. So these are most likely an errors.
Actually, the Clarke there is the location where she was born. It looks like.
Okay, cool.
Clarke, Virginia.
Clarke, yeah, that's true. Wait, didn't I? Oh, I just wrote Clarke. I should use last name.
Okay.
At birth equals Clarke. Okay, now we have a bit less results probably. Now it would even work with Smith, I think. So now we have 1,900, 1,100, 1,100 profiles. So this is when you're looking in results. If you're interested in family members, then this show relatives option is very useful.
That's very.
You can see all of them together.
Yeah, and I like how you have the color coding, so it pops out the ones that match.
Yeah, I mean you have to see where the results, what are the results, and the rest of it.
No, it's very nice. Yeah, that's good. So there is a part 2 to the query, to the question.
Smith.
Yeah, the part 2 is, and I don't know how to do this at all. He says, can you take those results and then check to see if the current last name has the certain field checked off or not checked off, I guess is what he's looking for. Is like when you're in edit mode, you know how the check boxes are, those radio buttons.
Certainty buttons.
The certainty buttons. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Well, those are available in SQL queries.
Oh, okay.
So we could add here and, but I don't think I did put those into the
help
examples.
Yeah. So the specific query he's hoping for is that the current last name Boolean is not equal to certain. So either not, so
okay,
you
so
clicked
we
on
can
uncertain or
use,
you just haven't clicked anything. Yeah.
we can use here that current last name is different than last name and birth, like this.
Yeah, but he also wants to check whether the certainty button has been checked or not.
Okay, yeah, that's what I want to show.
Okay, good.
So the name is different. Smith is still too much.
Still too much. Okay, you can go back to Clarke.
Okay, now I don't know that from. Let's go to dump, dump, profiles, persons, forum, okay. We can just go to filter and there. Wait, we need what last name?
Current last name.
Current.
So CLN or
current last name status.
There we go.
Last name current status. Okay, equals what? 1.
So not equal to certain is what he wants. Is certain equal 1?
I have no idea. Let's check. Okay. Show find my profile. Okay, let's go to automatic for and
oh my lord, wow.
current last name Trtnik. So that suffix current last name, no, that's not it. This is the status. Oops. Okay, it's in. I have to check in the other. Status. So we have last name current status equals 0, and I don't have even. So I guess 1 is, we can check on the results. So and current last name current status is number equals 1. Okay, this should be enough. Get profiles. Okay, I'm missing the parents. Like this should be better. Yep. So we got now how many? 31 profiles. Okay, only 31s profiles. So now we can check if this is actually on edit page. Current last name is uncertain. Okay, 1 is uncertain, obviously. Okay. So we need to use number 2 here. Get profiles. Let's check and certain. Current last name certain. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's it.
Okay. And so if you'd chosen not equal to 2, then you would get those.
Yeah, all other statuses, but here I think it's just undefined, which is 0, uncertain and certain.
Okay.
Yeah, that are 1 and 2. I mean, I didn't really operate with these statuses at all on suggestions and anywhere else, so I didn't even create a lookup to actually write what
Right.
status it is.
Mm-hmm.
I have it for locations and parent relationship where there is a DNA confirmed and so on.
Okay,
For
that's
those,
good.
I did make those values, but not for last name.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so I think this would be a good query to put on the response there in G2G.
I think so.
This was the last question. Let's put in
The
comment.
last question in June, yeah.
Here is a sample.
Nice. Especially helpful for those who are watching and their screens are a little tiny.
Yeah, if you need to get the so this was the query that I used now at last in the last request. So I did put it in a comment to Eric White.
Good. I just put the link for those who are live and watching. I just put the link to the June Ask Aleš G2G posts, so you can click on that and open that up right away now if you want. And there it is.
Okay. I
Very
think
cool.
we covered this complicated request.
Yes, very good. And if it's something slightly different that Eric needs, I think he can always tweak what you've got here, because that's
or you can ask he can ask additional explanation or something. I will look into the sources to get the correct field and value or something.
Yes. So while we were chatting, John Tyner from Ireland has a little piece of trivia. He found a cousin in Canada who married someone with a Slovenian parent. Isn't that it?
Okay, so you would search for that. So we would say country. Equals Slovenia. And then use relation equals children. And then another relation that equals spouses. And those spouses must be in Canada. So location equals Canada.
Okay.
Let's see.
Okay, so John, let us know if your cousin shows up here.
She's not the only one. It's 20 of them.
There's 20 of them. Okay. That's very cool.
So, although this person died in Canada, maybe birth location should be Canada. It would be more correct. And also birth location, I should use country, not location, right? Birth country, and here also birth country.
Okay.
So we're down to 10 now.
So one of these 10 should be John's cousin, we think?
Yeah, spouse is, although the spouse...
didn't say that she was on WikiTree.
No, this is the spouse, and the parents should be from Slovenia. So Leopold is from Styria. Yeah, that's Steyerska. That's part of Slovenia, although it was in Austro-Hungary at the time. Lipovic, Austria, Slovenia.
Nice.
Okay. So you can do some queries, but you can do such queries with Slovenia where we have only 10, 20,000 profiles. It's so we have 7,000 profiles. You can't do that for Canada versus US or England versus US because there you have millions of profiles.
Millions, yeah, that's right.
Relation is limited to just a few 100,000.
That's right. Yeah, very cool. That's neat. Yeah. Well, my Slovenian connection for this week is that I'm playing for a funeral on Saturday, and the person was born in Slovenia.
Not related to me.
What's that? But not related. No, I did ask. Is it possible? I mean, I didn't think it might have, but it's as much smaller pot. It's more likely that they'd be related to you than someone born in Canada is related to me. I mean, but it's still not really likely. It's not.
Yeah.
Anyways, but the person was not. The bottom line. Okay, let's move on to July. And so it looks like Chris added the screenshot. He must really like that screenshot of me. It makes me hot just looking at that now, though, because I certainly don't need a scarf.
It was well, it was in December.
It was December, so that was definitely scarf weather. But this is not scarf weather here.
I just copy it each month.
Yeah, that's okay. So this is from Alan, I believe. Alan Entwistle has one question and one question and observation. Okay, so let's start. No, this is what I want to do here. There we go. I'd like to search for a text string within the profile page of profiles which I have created, so I can get a list of the profiles which have a particular text string appearing anywhere within their profile description, including biography, acknowledgements, etc.
So well, that is not possible because I don't have whole biographies indexed. The size of biographies is, I think, around 100 gigabytes now on my hard drive. So that's just too much to put all into the index. But I do have a few parts of biography indexed. So for instance, parameters, template parameters, categories, images, hyperlinks, domains, for GEDmatch, a few query strings and so on. I did a few extracts of the data of the biographies which are imported into WikiTree Plus and also indexed, but not just any text on the profile.
Right. Okay. Now, I think K-Knight's BioCheck app does check for text inside biographies, does it not?
I don't know. She does download all the biographies, so I guess it might be possible to search for something, but I'm not that familiar with.
I'm pretty sure it does, because if you're using the BioCheck app, then you can check off just looking for your own profiles that you've created or you're the manager of, and then her app goes through. It does load all of the biographies because that's how she does the biochecking. So she has a way that you can put in a text phrase that will return those biographies that have just that phrase in it. So you might want to use the BioCheck app.
But that's really a lot of processing behind it.
Is a lot of
such a search because it has to download from the API server tens of thousands of biographies, which is a lot.
It is. So I guess it depends on exactly what you're looking for, how you want to do it. So now his second question: in preparation for the WikiGames date diving event. So the WikiGames, which is coming up at the end of August, that's nice that he gave me this little opportunity to put a little commercial in here. The WikiGames is happening over 2 weekends in August, at the end of August. And the 12 teams have been set up for that. But if you haven't registered, don't worry, because after the July Connect-a-thon event is done, then we are going to reopen up registration and allow people to register who haven't already registered. And so you'll be able to join a team at that point. So it's not too late if you haven't already registered for the WikiGames. But the games are set up so there's 2 events each weekend. And one of those events is called the date diving event. And so for that one, what you're going to be asked to do for the 10 hours that you're working on with your team is to take any profile that has no dates on it at all and do some research and add those dates. So that's what Alan was saying. My understanding, the event is that you're looking for profiles which do not have any of the following: no birth date, no marriage date, no death date. And there's no restriction on the profile owner, so you can go for anyone's. For him, he says, to make things easier, I am just going to look at those profiles which either I have created or that I've adopted and still manage when there is no date, but there is a location given. So he's going to make it a little easier on himself. He's figured if there's at least a location, I have a chance of finding the right record. So he's putting in some code here for what he's planning on using. For the date, I'm using the following: manager equals end whistle, or created equals creator end whistle. Dates B0, and then SQL default birth location is string not equal to the empty string.
I would return to the first query for birth date because he did it kind of wrong.
Okay.
So let me explain here. So let me reshare the screen. So this is his query, and he used OR operator. So he meant that he manages or that he created.
Yes.
Which is okay, but OR operator, I don't support parentheses. So this part doesn't work. So if you want to write such query, it should be manager this one and the rest of the query. So we can copy this and place it here, and then use the OR operator and the different different starting profiles and the same remaining conditions.
Okay.
So this would actually be the correct query. The way he wrote it, he would get all the profiles he manages plus the profiles he created and don't have a date and so on.
Okay.
So this is the correct query for what he described.
So his logic was right, except that he didn't realize you can't use the brackets around it.
Yeah, we do support brackets within the SQL part of the statement, because here we have full Boolean algebra supported, but on the index search I didn't implement that. Maybe I will someday, but who knows?
Yeah, I mean it's easy enough to format it there as long as you know that those are the rules and stuff. So okay. So that gave you one where the location was not 0, and he said that when that works, it gives him 35 profiles. Is that about what you got?
It's the same number, but it's a coincidence, I think.
Oh. And then for death date, he just changed the birth location to death location. I think that's about the same. Now, for marriage, he's using marriage region FTS.
That's in the example. That is full text search, so that it's a recognizable region. He could also use marriage location is not empty. It would be because it's not that important that a region is correctly, the location, marriage location is correctly formatted.
Okay. So then he says, for the marriages, he only gets 2 marriages, and that's not nearly enough to keep him busy. So he wants to extend that to other managers, but just keep it to born in England. So he's wondering if, so again, he's using the brackets here to start off to choose manager creator. So we have to do those two queries separately, separated by the OR. So I guess if you have manager equals end whistle 620, then birth country equals England, and then do the SQL. Will that work?
Yeah, that should work. Let me copy the query. That was query 3, right?
I think so. Oh no, well, this is
no,
marriage is 2.
No, FTS England here. Okay, this one. Copy. And now I can share my screen. So, okay.
Patty Waldron was wondering if you can increase your text size on your screen.
Me? Yeah, yes, I can.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Thanks, Patty, for mentioning that. I've got a very wide screen, so I can squint and read what he's reading.
We can also increase the video size on video like this.
Oh, right.
Or no, the one at the bottom.
There we go. They don't need to see us that much. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, now we're gone.
Okay.
Oh, look at that. Wave to you across the room.
I just won't put anything important here in the lower left.
That's right.
Okay, so we have a query manager, or okay, let's take just one for now. Yeah. Birth country England, SQL. Okay, let's try it to see what we will get. Get profiles. Okay, it's still only 3 profiles.
Right.
Because the manager part is so we here the manager and England reduces the number of profiles to now 9,000, and right. Out of those
there's only 3 of them.
Although this is a strange query, marriage date smaller than 10. So its marriage date should have last 2 digits are day of the month. So they are before the year 10 AC or unset 0. So 0 also falls under that. So I don't understand really this part of the query.
Well, we want undated ones that don't have.
Okay, so then just the date equals 0.
Date equals 0. You need 6 zeros or just 0 by itself?
No, 0 is 0. It's a number.
It's a numeric field. Yeah, we still get 3.
It's numeric field.
So I think he said that if he removes himself as manager, then he could just do all of the England ones.
Yeah, no, you can't because it's just too much. Too big.
That's too much.
Yeah, that will be probably too many profiles. It's 4 million profiles to query, and that's way too much. You could do maybe a region.
Sure. Yorkshire.
Still too much. 390. We can add maybe 18th century.
Okay.
Okay, now I think it will go. Or I didn't click. Oh,
it'll go if you click. There we go.
So it's now 150 profiles.
So it doesn't, when you're doing your query, it doesn't matter if the very first one is extra large, as long as you pare it down. So by the time it gets to the SQL,
the part to the in front of the SQL needs to be under, I think, 250,000 profiles.
Okay.
And the same, this limitation is also for relation, at some number. I don't really exactly remember what is the number, but okay. So, and here marriage region, I would just use marriage location.
Okay.
As marriage location is different than empty, because it's not really necessary, and it's a few more profiles.
Oh, you get a few more. Okay.
But actually, you could use that. I do have missing marriage location. So you have in marriage location is magic word missing location. So you can use this before the SQL query.
Okay.
So 18th century marriage location is missing. Okay. Is actually so it's not missing location.
Yes, he wants
that
to
they
have a
have
valid one.
location. Yeah. So if we do it like this, so now we will get here results. We have 63,000 profiles in Yorkshire, and out of 8 million are missing marriage location. So those are removed, and now we have 57,000 profiles without the with marriage location and born in Yorkshire.
Okay. Now, so 57,000, is that too many, or is that okay to put in?
That is okay. I'm trying now without the date limit.
Okay.
So now we are at 390, and still we get 320,000. Yeah, it's still too much for the date query.
Because you need 20,000 for that.
No, 200,000 is
200,000.
Yeah.
Oh. And we've already handled the location, so you just need the date equals 0, right?
This should be, but and I don't think I have any marriage dates in the index. Let me just quickly check.
Yeah.
Birth, that century, decade, age. No.
Sue Curer is saying good night, and Vicky Blanco is saying good morning. Gotta love the global community. And it's the middle of the day for you, and
yeah. No, I don't have any marriage dates as part of the index. So you have to first limit by location to a manageable number.
Right.
Okay, so this should be and 18th century. Usually 18th and 19th century divides the profile number in half.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because most are in that date region.
Right, yeah. Plus, those are the dates. Those are the times when it's more likely to find records too. So.
Okay, and what was the last part?
Okay. The last part was about removing himself as manager. So.
For whole England, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's not. No, you can't do that.
Yeah, and the reason he says there's no results. Well, there were. The problem, he probably didn't notice that the top there, where it gives you the thing that there was too many. Right. If you show your screen again, here, I'll just.
Now we did it again.
There we go.
Okay, so When there are too many profiles, you get this result. You get the query that was searched for, and you see the search log. This one is also present at the bottom of the page always. And here you get the text too many profiles where the program wants to perform the SQL condition. So that's the indicator that you have to narrow down.
So you have to put a few more criteria in. Okay.
Yeah, you could put males. You can put by gender. It would also reduce the number in half. And again, the search query is at the bottom, but now the number was under 200,000.
There you go.
So you can split it in half usually.
Well, and actually, that makes sense. If you're looking for marriages, it doesn't matter whether you're going to get the marriage if you just look for one gender.
Actually, yes, that's true.
So that's a smart way to do it, and you're not actually losing any of the data or the records that you want to change or fix.
No, or you can do it first for males and then for females in two parts. Anyway, if you get thousands of profiles, you can't really review all of them at once.
That's true. There's only so many you can do.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we have a question from, let's see, this is from Patty, right? Patty is joining us here. So I don't think it's a WikiTree Plus, or maybe it is a WikiTree Plus.
No, it's not really.
Not really. He's talking about a new project that he's going to be part of, which sounds like a very, very interesting project. The Death and Burial Data of Ireland. And let me just copy that URL so I can plop that in here in case you're interested in checking it out. And the objective is to get all the fields from handwritten death registers into a database. And so he's wondering about how to go about that. He's thinking about maybe a transcribe-a-thon and using WikiTreeers for that. So that's I am part of the events committee. So I can bring that idea forward at our next meeting as something that we might want to try, because that sounds like a cool event.
Yeah, although I think it should probably be just a challenge, monthly or something like that. I don't think it will really become a thon.
No, yeah, that's right. It is more of a challenge thing than a thon thing. Yeah. But certainly, once we get some more of the details and things are set in place, that is something, a G2G post or a challenge or something is certainly a way.
Although I was looking at that database at that URL at the beginning, and I didn't really see what should be transcribed.
Yeah.
If Paddy can explain a bit.
Yeah. I did a quick look at it as well, and it gives a nice overview of the project, but yeah, right, I don't see any of the data yet. Maybe they're just in the beginning stages of it. I'm not sure.
I don't know. It's 2019 was a year mentioned, so 2019. So
yeah. So
maybe I just didn't find it.
Yeah. So and then wondering how we can marry that database with WikiTree, and so that's something that we can certainly investigate when we get more into details, and bringing that as a possibility for something to work on during the Hacktoberfest. Yeah, Patty, maybe we can chat about that and see what the connection might be. So that is all I have. Let me just refresh the screen. Let's see if, nope, doesn't look like there's any more questions have been asked yet. So I will stop sharing my screen, and let's see if we have any more questions. Are there any questions from people in the chat?
I should pose the question last week, but I kind of forgot. So it was posted just yesterday. So
I saw that. Yeah, that's okay.
I don't think probably there are people that didn't even see it.
So we may have a lot of July questions to deal with in August then.
But on the other hand, people are on vacation, so
it is true. There's a lot of
it is
between
common
the
month.
Canadian holiday, the
Common
Slovenian
month.
holiday, the American holiday coming up, and then the British people have to vote tomorrow as well. In an election, it's chaos. Oh well. Do you have some what's new details you want to share with us?
Let's see what's new. Now we have dates in the what's new.
We have dates in the what's new. Good. Okay. You're sharing your screen again. There you go.
Okay. So on June. What's new? Oh, it's a new session of Aleš today.
That's new. Okay.
That's new. Okay, I made some changes to location table. Both did some work for some profile. I am transitioning the static pages that were located on domain www.softdata.si /WikiTree into the plus domain. So I'm slowly consolidating because I had three servers, three DNS entries that I was responding on with WikiTree Plus. Now I'm all merging it together as a one, so it's done as a single entity. Because there are some discussion about moving the plus WikiTree.com into the AVS domain on AVS servers.
Oh, okay. Can you increase your screen size again?
Again, okay, yeah. This is different domain.
It is. Yeah, there we go. That's why.
So I did move a few folders into the new locations that are mentioned here. And from now on they will be there. I did correct all the links from on WikiTree pages to automatically use the new ones. Nice. I did set up the redirects, so if you use it, the old link, it will just move you to the new location. To where it is, but that won't be in place forever. So if you bookmarked some of these pages, you can update them. I completed the rescan of the faulty URLs, so there were some reductions in the number of suggestions, and we are at previous Aleš. So
there we go.
That's all that was new to be seen here. Although I did in the meantime, I do quite some other work, and I can maybe show those.
Sure.
Show table.
Are you involved in the redesign at all, Aleš?
Not really. Okay. I'm more just observing it. So the table equals, I think, LNAB statistics. Okay, so I am preparing some statistics for WikiTree. This data is also then published on WikiTree itself, and it will be used on last name pages. Okay. So if we check for Clarke,
okay,
and
there we go.
So that's you. It's 21,000 of them. You are 118th last name, if by the number. So your last name place is 180 with Smith in delete.
Okay. So different places.
Here And here are
There's
various
53
statistics.
notables.
So you have there are 53 notables named Clarke. Project 72 Clarks are project managed. 381 profiles are on Wikidata
Oh.
with last name Clarke. And then it's birth by you can see birth country, various statistics. So 900 Clarks were born in from 18th century were born in United States, England, and Ireland, and then in 19th century Australia is moving forward, in 20th even more. So you can get such statistics.
We have to wait till the 19th century to get them to Canada, it looks like. Well, that's my Clark's over in the 1800s, so that makes sense. That's the 19th century, yeah.
And also then by region, the breakdown of birth region, same for the death field. So you get various statistics, all the data here. Migration patterns. So in 18th century, 22 Clarks migrated from US to Canada, 16 from Ireland to Canada, and so on. You can see those also by region. Then some statistics about the age. So average age in 18th century was 61 years, 63, 66.
I'm very close to reaching those average ages. That's very scary.
Well, there are no statistics for 21st century.
Okay,
so you're
then
safe.
yeah, let's make that.
It's increasing. You see the pattern: 61, 63, 66.
Okay,
so 70 next number.
But I want it to go exponentially. I don't want it just to be 69.
Okay.
I want it
to be there is actually exponential growth. Here you have only times 2. Here is time 2 plus 2 plus 3. So
yeah.
I know you would steeper curve.
Like a much steeper curve. Yeah, please. Oh, that's good. Now, can we use those? Can we use these? Can you do a WikiTree Plus search on, say, the migration region, all 3, or like these?
You could actually define the query to find all Clarks that were born in England and died in United States. This is something we already showed, I think.
What I'm wondering, like the words that are in the second column there, are those keywords now or no? Or that's just for the report?
Yes, those are keywords, but you have to actually define that this is birth country and this is death country, United States. So if you want to find this 170 profiles.
Right. Okay.
Then you have a breakdown of the given name. So we have Mary Elizabeth Sarah in 18th century and 19th, and then Doris and Dorothy came to the list.
Yep. Interesting.
And for the males, the same breakdown.
Then there's no Patricks though. That's interesting.
Well, not in the 1,000.
Not in the top 3.
There is, not at the top of the list. Then you have a breakdown for DNA. So 27% of Clarks do have DNA replicated to the profile. Then mitochondrial DNA, mtDNA is not that interesting because it's inherited by females, by female line, and there usually the last name at birth changes. So unless you are from Greece where it stays, this is not really useful statistics, but for the Y-DNA it is, and this is the most common haplogroup for Clarks.
Yeah.
And the second one and the third one.
Interesting.
Then also number of children which is surprisingly low all over the data. I don't know.
That,
I still think that I have something wrong with these statistics
yes,
because I just can't believe that we have
no,
only 0.5 children.
no. It's more like those next set of numbers makes more for some of those Irish families is
Yes, but I mean, if on the other hand, if you added 10 children and you
right.
didn't add grandchildren, then you actually had 10 people with 0
Zero.
children.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
So it might be the correct number, but I'm still not sure about these
It
statistics.
seems low, doesn't it?
Maybe I will try it without the zeros. So
Oh
of
yeah.
those
And
that
Yoke has a
have
good point.
children, enter.
All the children that died young have no children, and there was a
That
lot of those
also. Yeah.
in the
Yeah,
famine.
okay. That was another thing that I was thinking that I would analyze only people that reached the 18 years. So
Right.
then those numbers might be better.
Right. That makes
Mm,
sense.
I mean, this is still in early development.
Sure.
So, but
It's
the
very
data
cool.
is here available. So if someone's interesting,
Hmm.
they can check it. So marriage age
Oh,
and
I'm married
the
too.
spouses.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
neat.
spouses' names.
Hmm.
So, but I think on all last names, Clarke. So married to same last name at birth is on all. This is all over the database. It's they
Wow.
are in the lead. So
Wow.
it's very often to use the same name. So usually when you miss that, you just for the spouse you use just the same last name if you have no idea what's
Oh, if you don't know what
the
the maiden
last
name is,
name is
right?
birth. Uh,
Okay.
some do use unknown, but it's very common to use the same last name.
Right. Right.
So that's the reason why this one is appearing most likely as the on
Hmm.
the first place. But
Hmm.
Clarks are married mostly to Smith and Jones
Smith and Jones. Oh, and there's a Brown there.
and Brown in the
Oh,
20th century.
oh, one of my great greats married a Harriet Brown. So there we go. That
So
was one of
it's
those.
one of those.
One of those 22.
Mm, so there must be something true behind these numbers.
Yeah, there we go. There's well, that's very cool. I like those
Yeah.
stats.
So here and you have it the navigation. So I didn't really post this link yet because it's an early. So but
It's under development.
yeah, it's early development. But you can write here. Maybe we can put it in
Can you put it in
the
the chat because we
chat.
can't
Yeah.
see that really?
Copy. And I can put it just without table is last
Yeah,
name.
you don't need to put the Clark part necessarily.
Post a comment. Okay, I think I did. So here without the filter, you just get the all the last name. Oh, and you can also review the data by metric. So for instance, you can check the I don't know, children names. Let's go children names. Where are they? Where are the name? Aha, no, it's not. It's spouse's name. No,
Spouse's names,
given
yeah.
names. Given names. Okay, this one I meant. So given names for Smith, we have
Mm.
Johns, Williams, and James
Mm.
in 18th century. Then second place. So here are by top. I don't know how many.
Hmm.
But you can compare across. I mean,
Yeah,
you can see the
there's a lot of
to
Williams
compare.
flashing by too. Yoke has a
Mhm.
question about if we try this for countries that where they don't take the women's last name, like in Italy or the Netherlands,
Mm,
women keep their maiden names all through their life.
uh, Yeah, I mean, if the last name is common in those areas, that will
Right.
the statistics will be slightly different in percentages,
Right. Yeah. So it's just the
and
last
the
name birth that you
haplogroup
choose.
will
Yeah.
be actually correct, and so on.
Yeah.
Mm,
That's nice. So it's whatever last name at birth you choose for the stats. Yeah. Very
mm.
cool.
Well, this is just an extract of the data, so
Mm-hmm.
it can be interesting for some statistical analysis.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can view this by century. So in 18th century, we have this result.
Mm-hmm.
In 20, the names are slightly different, but not
Mm-hmm.
much.
Mm-hmm.
Still,
Yeah. James Robert.
mostly the same ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Very cool. Well, you've been keeping busy as always. So that's good. And I think it's 10 after 10. So I think we've had a good
We are
section.
done then.
I think we're done. I think we're done.
Okay.
I've seen some other things in the chat, but none of them are actually questions. Well, Yoko had a question of theirs. She also suggests that doing the average for average age for children for just or average children just using adults and stuff. And I think you had suggested that too. So
Well, after I created the preview of data, I noticed that these are too low.
too low. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They should be
Okay,
higher.
great. Well, thanks again, Aleš. And
Yep.
we'll see you during the Connectathon, which is the 19th, 20th, 21st of July. And we are still taking registrations for that. So if you haven't signed up for the Connectathon yet, then please do so and join us. You'll get to see me on some of the roundups when we check in, and you'll get to see Aleš in the early morning over here. It'll be just the middle of the day for him. Piece of cake. But anyway, so join us for the Connectathon, and then join us again in August for Ask Aleš.
I'm not sure if I will be here in the first week, so maybe we will switch it to the second week.
That's
because we might go out of European Union.
Ooh, okay.
There's no free internet there.
No free internet there. Okay, then. Well, we definitely need you to have some free internet. So, okay. So keep posted. Keep your ear out.
Yeah, I will know a few days before, so we'll post in G2G.
We'll post in G2G. Great. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Okay.
Take care, Aleš.
Bye.
Bye.